Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what it's time for?
No, what is it time for? Please tell me, Solar Fury.
Well, it is time for another tier list. Towards the beginning of April, I did a tier list covering every single card in Clash Royale, but for this video, we're going to be singling out the legendaries. I just realized having a green screen and having part of my sweatshirt be green, it doesn't really work out too well. So here we go. Here's the tier list. This tier list does have every single card in it, but we are only going to be looking at the 18 legendaries in Clash Royale. And you may also notice that there are only 4 tiers, S, A, B, and C. And this is because I firmly believe that there is no legendary card that is worse than the C tier. Most of the legendary cards in Clash Royale, in fact all of them, are viable in at least one or more decks. So I think that shows a testament to how good legendaries really are in Clash Royale. One more thing, if you're new here, then subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We just hit like 5,000 subscribers and we're just gonna keep growing. So you might as well subscribe and join the squad and help me build this channel. All right, so the very first card we're gonna look at here is going to be the Graveyard. So the Graveyard, at one point, I would have put it in the S tier because it arguably was the best legendary card in Clash Royale, arguably the best card in Clash Royale, to keep it real. Back in like December or so, I guess it was that long ago, but the Graveyard has kind of fallen off a little bit. It only has a 6% usage rate and a 51% win rate, and that shows that while few people use it, you know, it's still a pretty solid card in Clash Royale. And because of how solid it is, even despite its low usage rate, we are still going to put the Graveyard at the B tier. It's going to be like a high B tier, it's going to be like a B+, it's like borderline A tier, but just not quite there. We're going to put it at the B tier. Next up, we have the Mother Witch. I'm going to say this straight up. I believe that the Mother Witch is the best legendary card in Clash Royale. And when I ranked all the cards, I got a lot of backlash for that. People are like, why is the Mother Witch so good? Why do you think it's so good? The Mother Witch is just so good since she got buffed. 19% usage rate, 58% win rate. She fits in almost every single good deck in the meta. She completely counters swarms. She is a direct hard counter to the Graveyard pretty much because she can just turn the skeletons into little pigs. So I'm going to put the Mother Witch at the S tier, all right? I believe she is firmly deserving of that spot as the best legendary card in Clash Royale. Then we have a legendary card which gets slept on so much. I don't know why people don't talk about this legendary card more, and that is the Bandit. The Bandit is consistently one of the better legendary cards in Clash Royale. She has a 13% usage rate, a 53% win rate. She works really well in every bridge spam deck, whether it's P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam, Ram Rider bridge spam with Elite Barbarians, any of that. The Bandit works really well, and she's just really solid outside of bridge spam decks in general. 3 elixir, so she's really cheap. She can almost completely counter Sparky because of her dash ability. She's just a super solid card. I'm going to put the Bandit into the A tier. I believe she's firmly deserving of that spot. I'm going to make this tier list a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, that looks better. All right, then we have my girl right here. My favorite card in Clash Royale. The Night Witch. All right, the Night Witch. I love her so much. She's such a good card. She kind of fell off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but she's bounced back because Golem has kind of bounced back because Golem E-Barbs is a thing. Why it's a thing, I don't know, but it is a thing. Night Witch has an 8% usage rate and a 51% win rate. She's, in my opinion, a low A tier, or low A tier. Actually, I'll give her kind of the B+ treatment like the Graveyard. I'll put her above the Graveyard though because she does have better stats than the Graveyard. The Night Witch is just the quintessential beatdown supporting troop. You can throw her behind a Golem, you can throw her behind a Giant, you can just throw her behind any tank that is in Clash Royale, and she will dominate. And with Golem being relevant, the Night Witch is relevant as well. It's kind of like the Elixir Golem and Battle Healer. They kind of follow each other. Same thing with the Night Witch and the Golem. They kind of follow each other. Like, they have very similar stats, and so do the Elixir Golem and the Battle Healer. So the Night Witch, I'm going to put her at a B tier. In my heart, she is an S tier because she is my favorite card. But in reality, B tier. Then we have the Electro Wizard. Again, one of the most consistent cards in Clash Royale. So the Electro Wizard, I'm going to put it in the S tier. I got a lot of controversy for this as well on my other tier list, but it's kind of like a low S tier. It's borderline S and A tier if you ask me. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. I apologize. But the Electro Wizard, there's really no denying the fact that it is so consistent in Clash Royale. It fits into most decks and most archetypes. You really cannot go wrong with using an Electro Wizard in your deck. Really, no matter what you are playing in Clash Royale. So we're going to put the Electro Wizard in the S tier because of that versatility and its stats, 18% usage rate and a 51% win rate. A very solid card and deserving of the S tier in my opinion. Then we have the Fisherman. So the Fisherman has kind of fallen off a little bit as well. It has a 7% usage rate compared to what it had only a couple months ago, with it being around 15 or 16%, but it has a 57% win rate, which is one of the highest win rates in the entire game. And because of that, it's going to be another one of those high B tier cards. I just keep pushing the graveyard down more, but we're just getting to cards that are better than the graveyard in the B tier. Again, it's like a borderline B and A tier, the Fisherman is, but it's really solid. It goes really well in Royal Giant decks. It goes really well in beatdown decks as well. I don't see many people use it in beatdown decks, but it goes well in those. People primarily use it in Royal Giant. It's like, you know, pull P.E.K.K.A.s away from the Royal Giant, and it is very solid at what it does. So Fisherman, we're going to put it in the B tier. Then we have another one I got a lot of controversy for, and that's the Miner. I put the Miner in the S tier in my last video, and you know what? I still stand by that. I still stand by the Miner is an S tier. People think the Miner is like a bad card. No, the Miner is still really good. It is a 3 elixir win condition. You can build a deck solely around the Miner. You can pair it with another win condition like a Giant or a Lava Hound. The Miner is just so versatile in every way, form, and fashion. It belongs in the S tier if you ask me. The Miner is basically guaranteed tower damage if you switch up your placements around the Princess Tower. And its stats, I think, are deserving of S tier as well. 15% usage rate and a pretty high win rate at 53%. Dude, the Miner is an S tier in my opinion. You guys can hate me all you want for that, but I firmly believe that this card is still one of the best legendaries in Clash Royale, even though I get so much hate for that thought. I don't know why. Then we have the Sparky, the trash can on wheels that really isn't a trash can, but compared to the other legendaries, she kind of is. She's going to go into the C tier. Yes, the Sparky can hit hard. Yes, the Sparky is really strong. When she does connect on things, she's a decent tank killer. But there's just so many things in Clash Royale that counter Sparky. Any swarm, any stun card, any tank or anything like that, you know, like a Dark Prince, Witch with her skeletons. I mean, heck, Mega Knight, Tesla, Cannon Cart. I'm just naming cards that counter Sparky at this point. C tier, yeah, 4% usage rate, 51% win rates. Not bad stats by any stretch of the imagination. But C tier, compared to the other legendaries, she isn't that great. Then we have the Royal Ghost. The Royal Ghost in the past has really only been viable in one deck. Now it's viable in 2. We see it in P.E.K.K.A. decks and Royal Giant decks. So the Royal Ghost has become more relevant. 6% usage rate and a pretty good win rate at 54%. So we're going to go ahead and put it into the B tier, a little bit ahead of the Graveyard as well. The Graveyard, I feel bad. We're just kind of pushing it down. But really, all of these that are in the B tier are kind of borderline A tier, but they're B tier as well. They're like upper B tier. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. Then we have the Inferno Dragon. I am going to put the Inferno Dragon into the A tier. All right. The Inferno Dragon, I think it's one of the stronger legendaries in Clash Royale, to keep it real. People don't talk about the Inferno Dragon a lot, but it is consistently one of the best legendary cards in Clash Royale. It is a super effective tank killer, even with the viability of stun cards like Zap, Electro Wizard, and Electro Dragon. The Inferno Dragon can still do its job. If you play Inferno Dragon in a deck, you most likely know how to use it effectively to avoid those stunners and things like that. So the Inferno Dragon, I'm putting it in the A tier. 10% usage rate, 49% win rate. Definitely a very solid card in this game. Then we have the Ram Rider. Now, I'm going to say right here and now that I think the Ram Rider is the worst legendary card in Clash Royale. So she is going to go into the C tier. There was a time where the Ram Rider was good when she was first released. And like, you know, her snare like completely stopped cards. She could completely counter a balloon and stuff. But really, she just gets overshadowed by a lot of the other bridge spam cards in Clash Royale, such as the Battle Ram and the Hog Rider and things like that. She just really doesn't have a spot in the meta, which is unfortunate because she's a very unique card. 3% usage rate, 42% win rate. Her stats aren't really deserving of anything more than a C tier, so she goes into the C tier. Then we have the Log. Log is a straight S tier. I know I said Mother Witch is the best legendary, but I was mainly talking about troops. The Log is a spell, and it's just, there should be no debating this. 33% usage rate, 48% win rate. The Log is just the Log, man. It's just so good at what it does. 2 elixir, cleans up everything. It's beautiful. Then we have the Ice Wizard. The Ice Wizard for me is a borderline S. It's more of an A+ for me. All right. The Ice Wiz is super solid on defense. All right. 3 elixir can slow down troops. And also, you pair that card with other splash damaging cards, a building, and a tornado. The Ice Wizard is one of the best defensive cards in the entire game. 15% usage rate, 50% win rate. It's just a little bit worse than the Miner in terms of stats. So that's what's keeping it out of the S tier for me. But I'm going to put it at like the top of the A tier, all right? Because the Ice Wizard is a really good card. One of my favorite cards in the game. Then we got the Princess, another card that is consistently, you know, out here in Clash Royale. I'm gonna put her into the B tier. She's like mid B tier if you ask me. She has a higher usage rate than all of these cards, but a much lower win rate at only 44%. You know, Night Witch's win rate is 51%, Fisherman is 57, Royal Ghost is 54, Graveyard's 51, but the Princess is only 44. All right. Now, the only reason the Princess has that high of a usage rate, I think, is because of the viability of bait. You know, everyone plays a log bait deck. It's kind of like the Goblin Barrel and the Valkyrie. Everyone just plays log bait, so all these cards are just viable because of log bait. But the Princess, no doubt in my mind, she's a really solid card, extremely long range. Good splash damage and control. So I'm going to put her into the B tier. Definitely a very solid card. Then we have the Lava Hound, one of my least favorite cards in this game. I completely despise the Lava Hound with every fiber of my being. But the reality is, it is an upper B tier card. The Lava Hound is. It has a lower usage rate than most of these cards, but it is a really high win rate at 56%. And also, just by the eye test, you know, if you play Clash Royale, which I assume most of you do, if you play Lava Hound or play against Lava Hound, you know the strength of this card and the strength of the archetype. So I believe it is deserving of an upper B tier. Not quite A tier because of that lower usage rate, but Lava Hound, very solid. Lumberjack as well, we are going to put into the B tier. Very solid card. You pair that thing with a balloon. Unless you have a rocket, it's game over. 7% usage rate, 45% win rate. Honestly, I don't have too much to say about the Lumberjack. Just a very solid legendary card. Then we got the Magic Archer. Another B tier card. There are so many of the legendaries in the B tier. But I think that shows that most of the legendaries in Clash Royale are usable cards. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But Magic Archer is one of the higher skill cap legendaries in Clash Royale. It takes more skill to use to, you know, line up his splash damage properly, you know, to get geometry on tower and to take out other things. He's also pretty weak, dies to a lot of things, really. But the Magic Archer is just a very solid card at its nature. So we're going to put it in the B tier. Then last but not least, we have one of the more controversial cards in Clash Royale, with that being the Mega Knight. But in this meta, at least, we're going to put the Mega Knight into the A tier. Because the Mega Knight, I believe, is deserving of the A tier. Everyone hates this card. I'm kind of indifferent towards it. It is what it is. It does its thing. And it's good at what it does, but it's not overpowered if you ask me. 14% usage rate and a 48% win rate. The Mega Knight is deserving of the A tier. And so you guys, that is every single legendary card in Clash Royale. 4 in the S tier, 4 in the A tier, 8 in the B tier, and then 2 into the C tier. Most of the legendaries in Clash Royale are good. In fact, all of them are viable cards. None of them are straight garbage. All of them are usable, but there's just some that are better than others. So if this was a video that you gamers did enjoy, I'd really appreciate you leaving a like down below. Also, if you're new here and you like all kinds of Clash Royale content, then I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe down below. Dude, I can't speak right. You think after making a few hundred videos I could learn how to speak, but that's not the case. Anyway, this is Solar Fury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day.